Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kelly Berry from Kelly Berry Media here. I just wanted to show everybody a quick video about the gear that I'd be using. So I'm actually going to be going on a business trip tomorrow, and what this event is, it's an event down in Key West for a yachting gala, and the customer, who's my employer, has asked me to go down and attend the event and photograph and film the event, for the customers and also for promotional purposes. So this is just kind of a look into what I would normally typically bring in an event. But this one's a little bit different because I've been working a little bit more with Sonys, as you can tell from my previous videos. So I have a full Sony setup for this trip, and I'd like to show you it. So let's just get right into it. So as you can see here, this is my backpack here. This is the Think Tank Airport Commuter. It's an okay backpack. It's quite square and big, but I mean, when you got a lot of stuff that you're carrying around, it's nice to have. Over here, as you can see, this is the Think Tank City Walker, and it's pretty much a walk-around bag. It's bigger than the rest. It's a pretty big bag. You can fit your 15-inch MacBook Pro or whatever else you got in there, which is actually really nice. And the strap is actually quite comfortable. So as you can see here, this is the strap. Think Tank make an excellent strap. I have the retrospective or something, smaller bag by Think Tank, and I just love their stuff. So that's, as you can see, that's what we got here in the backpack. Before I get into the bag, I'd like to show you a few other things that I have here. So I recently purchased this slider here. This is the Cinovate doozy. I've read a few reviews on it, and everybody I heard gave it rave reviews, so I'm really looking forward to this. This is really gonna, bump up the production value of the videos that I produce, and it's gonna be awesome. And I'll be using that with mostly the Sony A7S, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. Here we have the Manfrotto. It's a carbon tripod. I wrote down the model number. It's the MT294C3, which is a mouthful, but that's what it is. It's extremely light. It's a little bit flimsier than a lot of tripods out there, especially the steel ones, and I just like the steel ones better. But when I'm traveling and I'm going to be carrying all of this stuff myself, something like this carbon fiber tripod is really nice to have. As you can see here, the tripod head, this is a fluid head made also by Manfrotto. This is the 701 HDV. It's a very nice fluid head. It's relatively cheap. I think it's around 150 bucks, maybe even cheaper than that. So definitely a nice fluid head to have. I also am going to be putting this on top of the Cinovate doozy, and that's going to be my go-to for a lot of the slider shots that I'm going to be getting. So really looking forward to that. That's actually going to be going into my checked luggage along with the Manfrotto tripod, just because I hate carrying that stuff around an airport. It's a nightmare. And I'll actually also see if I can fit this slider in there. So let's get to the meat and potatoes, shall we? So this is like I said, the Think Tank, airport commuter, and that's where I'll be headed tomorrow from Tampa to EYW, Key West. And I'll just open this up first real quick. Got my business cards in here. It's a nice place to store your business cards. Other than that, for that spot, I mean, you got a few extra spots here. This is where I keep the valuables. This is my my memory card holder. It's a Rugged. I mean, there's a lot of different companies. You can get these things for like $5 or $3 on eBay. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's nothing special. I'll open it up real quick so you can see. All the other memory cards are currently in the camera. And something which is kind of funny, and I have actually a few more memory cards, but which is kind of funny with this is you see these two compact flash spots, and they're both empty, because normally I'd be bringing my 5D and T5i, well actually my 5D, and so I'd have a 64 gig and a 32 gig in here. But like I said, I'm going to be going with Sony for this trip, so really all I'm going to be needing are SD cards. I have this micro SD card here for the GoPro, which I'll be getting to because I'm going to be out on the water, and I'd like to get some really cool water shots. So let me just put that back real quick. I also, in here, bear with me, I'm actually shooting this on my iPhone 6, so it's kind of bumpy, but whatever. So this is the Verizon Jetpack 4G. I remember I was down here for this event last year and I didn't get the best coverage, especially when I was in the, you know, using the Wi-Fi in the hotel. So I'm going to be using this a lot to be uploading stuff back to home base, back to team support, where I can, you know, we can upload this stuff directly to YouTube and various other places. So this is very nice to have, but you kind of have to be careful because when you're working with video and large photo files, it really drains the data quick. So in here, this is where I'll be putting my laptop for the most part, or maybe even in this bag. There's a spot, like I said, for the 15-inch MacBook Pro. So it's a good spot to store your laptop. It's relatively, you know, cushioned, so you just have to be careful. I mean, this is a lot of expensive equipment, so you have to be careful. So here we go. This is the meat and potatoes, like I said. Let's start with the camera, shall we? So this is the Sony A7S, as you can see. It is something that I've used a few times, but I've never really used it professionally, so I'm really looking forward to using this for professional purposes. Like I said, I rented this. I actually rented it from Borrow Lenses, so I'm really excited about it. And you know, the purpose of me using this gear on this particular trip is to pretty much see if it's something that I can fit into my professional workflow. So if you've seen my other videos, you know, I still say the 5D Mark III is the one I'd be choosing for the majority of the work that I do, and I do pretty much 50-50 photo video work. So this is going to be kind of a good test, and stay tuned because I'll definitely be doing some reviews and comparisons once I get you know, going down there in Key West. So as you can see here, this is the Sony f4 70-200. It's a powerhouse. It's on there. I wish it was 2.8, but it's not, so that's not a huge deal. I mean, it is kind of, but with the low light capabilities of the A7S, I hope that can make up for it a little bit, even though you are still you know, lacking some of that depth of field. I also have the battery, you know, card slot thing on the A7S, so that'll be you know, that'll be nice to have just because these batteries drain quick. So battery grip, that's what I was looking for. Let me put that back. I also got an A6000. So I have an A7II, but that's my personal camera, so I wanted to rent some stuff. You know, I don't want to, you know, drop my own personal camera into the ocean or something like that and lose it. So I rented the A7S and an A6000 for this trip, and this is going to be for, you know, those times when you really want to just get some really quick shots, or, you know, something with a high burst rate. It's going to be my secondary go-to camera, but from some of the videos I've seen, a lot of people just kind of put the A7 down and shoot this the whole time, so we'll see. But a lot of the times I'll be in some low light situations, so I'm really going to be looking forward to that high ISO capability of the A7S. As you see here, this is the Zeiss Sony f4 24-70 on here. I'm going to be using this. This will probably be my workhorse for the majority of the trip. I just have the 70-200 on the A7S right now because I just need to fit everything in the bag for the trip itself. But so I'll probably be using that on the A7S. But right now it's just on the A6000 just to get everything down there and ready to go. So that's the A6000 with the 24-70. And as you can see here, this is the Zeiss f4 16-35. It's pretty much the kit and caboodle, everything you can really get from Sony and Zeiss. I mean, there's a few other lenses. I actually did not get the 55 f1.8, and I'll actually be getting that because you'll see why. This is going to be a really great lens. When you're shooting boats, a great thing to have is a wide angle lens, especially for interiors and 3/4 angle exterior shots. It's just so nice to have that, you know, that 16mm, and wide angle makes them look super awesome. And if it's a massive boat, which a lot of these will be, it's going to make them even look more massive. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Right here, this is actually my personal lens, but I wanted to bring it and I guess save the company a little bit of money and test it out and get some test shots with it. So this is the Loxia 50mm f2. Again, this is a manual lens, but it's something I really have not had a lot of time to test out a lot, and I think, you know, for a few of these shots it's going to be nice to have something that can go down to at least f2, and definitely I want to see, you know, check out the sharpness of this lens. So this is the Zeiss Loxia f2. This is something I'm actually really excited about here, and you wouldn't think it would be, but this is the Sony F32M flash. Let me open it up real quick. So this is like a micro flash. I mean, it's a mini flash. It only takes 2 AA batteries, but this is going to be awesome because compared to you know, my Yongnuos and some of my other flashes that I've used, this is like half the size. And when you're dealing with stuff that's from, you know, these mirrorless full frames and crop censored cameras, everything's smaller. So why not have the flash be smaller? And that's exactly what Sony's done here. And this is designed pretty much specifically for the you know, the mirrorless line of cameras. So really looking forward to this. I'm going to see what kind of light output you can get out of it. I hope it's pretty decent. So again, this is all a test, you know. I know I'm gonna get some great shots out of it. I just want to see if it's something that, you know, I can end up switching all my gear over to Sony in the near future. Hopefully the A9 will be a little bit more ergonomic than the A7 and A7S and all the other ones, but so that's pretty much what I'm testing out right now, is can we switch. So right here it's an LED light. This is a piece of crap. I hate this thing, but it's pretty much the only thing I have right now. The battery lasts pretty much it's non-existent. I mean, I have to really act quick if I want to get some battery life out of it, and this switch sucks. So I mean, I'm not one to hate on a company, but VidPro is, I mean, this thing sucks. It really annoys me. But let's not go with the negative. Let's go with the positive. So as you can see here, this is the Zacuto Marauder. This is pretty badass. It's pretty much, as you see here, it's micro size, and it fits right in here, which is awesome. But what it is, it's an actual rig for video, and I don't know if you guys have seen these things. I'm actually not going to flip it out because I only have 2 hands and one's holding the camera right now. But I'll add a link actually, and you guys can go and check out the Zacuto Marauders. So it's pretty much a compact rig that it really helps stabilize your shots, and it's just awesome for transport and for you know, getting it around. And you know, compared to something like a Red Rock Micro, this thing is very small. So I'm very happy with that. Few more things and we'll wrap this up. Corded mouse. I love corded mice. I don't know why. It's just because, well, actually I do know why, because you never have to worry about connection issues. It's always just going to work. As long as it's a laser mouse, good to go. Put it in the hotel room and don't worry about it. This is the Rode VideoMic Pro. Love this mic. Have been using it for many a year. Actually, this is about 2 or 3 years that I've used this, and if you're you know running and gunning, it's the perfect thing to have. I have one of these dead cats or whatever you call these on it because it's going to be pretty windy for the most part, so always want to have those. MacBook Pro charger, a couple pocket wizards if I'm going to be doing some off-camera stuff, flash. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing that. A lot of this is just running and gunning and getting the shots of, you know, couples and people having fun. So a lot of it's going to be in natural daylight, but there's going to be a few times, you know, maybe at dinner that I want to set up an off-camera flash. So I'll connect these bad boys to the F32 Sony flash. Up here, kind of boring stuff. It's just a bunch of lens cleaners from Zeiss. These things are actually really nice. If I can get one out. Well, if they're in a bag, but these lens cleaners from Zeiss are very nice. I've been using those for a long time, and the only problem is you just go through so many of them. And a bunch of chargers and batteries up here, so stuff that you don't really care about. This is pretty much kind of empty. I actually have this in here. I'm not going to open it up, but these are the what are these? The Sennheiser G3 lavalier mics. I'll be using these quite extensively. These have been my go-to for many a year. Very nice lav mics. I know there's nicer ones out there, but for the price point, couldn't be beat. So you have this Joto, however you want to say it, little blower thing. This is I've had this for so many years. People always wonder what it is if they're not into photography, but this is your best friend when you're out and about and you got to get the dust off your lens. So very cool. As I said, GoPro. I have one GoPro I'm bringing with something. I'm going to be out on a fishing boat for a while, and you know, if we catch something with a customer or something, I can attach this to a gaff beforehand so we can get some really cool shots, you know, in the water, under the boat, that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to using these. Awesome. So this is the GoPro Hero 3 Black. And that's about it. I have a charger here, but that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions about this gear, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to do a full review of the gear and whether or not I feel it can truly be used for professional uses out in the field. So I know it can. It's my opinion. I'm trying to decide whether or not it's gonna replace my current 5D and T5i as my go-to for my professional workflow. So again, subscribe, and thank you very much. Have a good night.